Hello viewers, welcome back to Cooking with Mark. This week I'm going to be making a chopped coconut cherry slice. There's no actual cooking in this. It's basically we've got on the stove here, I've got melted butter, I've got melted kofa, I've got chocolate biscuits which will become the base, I've got coconut, cherries, glacé cherries, which I've already sliced up, condensed milk, I've got cooking chocolate, which will be melted and added over the top, and I've got some pink food dye just to colour it. So like I said, I've already got the butter melted and the kofa is melting now. So what I'm going to do is, in a food processor, I'm going to, my biscuits, I'm going to process them up. I'll have to do this in a couple of batches because I don't have a big enough food processor. Now if you don't have a food processor, you can actually do this by hand. Just put them in a plastic bag and with a rolling pin, just crush them underneath the rolling pin. The biggest thing with this is because you're using butter and kofa, you've got to actually let it set in the fridge. All up probably about an hour and a half. The longer you can leave it, the better it will come out. The amounts that you'll need, I'll put a recipe on the video. Now the recipe actually says plain biscuits, but I actually use the chocolate coated biscuits. I just reckon they work a lot better. I think the chocolate actually helps combine the base better than just a plain chocolate biscuit. It doesn't have to be chocolate biscuit, you can use any plain biscuit if you want. You can use white chocolate for the top. I use milk chocolate. Recipe says dark chocolate, but yeah, it's up to your taste. Just crushing up a few of the biscuits that didn't fully process. Now, you can actually do it if you've got a big enough food processor, you can do it all in one batch and add the butter to it there. But as I said, my food processor isn't big enough. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to add the butter into the bowl. And I'm going to mix it all in that bowl, making sure it's all combined. what I've got is I've got a tray which I've lined the sides and the base with some baking paper. So once that's all combined like that, I'm going to put that into that tray, and then I'm going to spread it out. And then using the back of the wooden spoon in my fingers, I'm going to push that into the bottom of the tray, which will make the base of our slice. So once we've got that all, I'll just clean my hands. So once we've got that all pushed into the base, we need to put that in the fridge for half an hour to let it set up before we continue. So I'll do that now, and then we'll come back and we'll mix the rest of it up. So our base has had half an hour in the fridge to set up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to mix up the filling. So we've got our coconut. What I've done is our sliced cherries, which I'm going to put them in the bowl with the coconut. I'm going to grab my mixing spoon. I've got a tin of condensed milk. Add that in there as well. I've got our kofa, which I melted on the stove. Pour that in there. And I'm going to just add a couple of drops of pink food colour, just to colour the coconut. So what we're going to do is mix all that together. So what I've also done is I've got my chocolate on the stove at the moment, which is melting. So once I get this into the base, and I've got it all pressed in, once the chocolate's melted, I can pour that over the top. So make sure you try and get it all mixed in really well, because it's your kofa that's gonna work to bind this all together once you place it in the fridge. So once you've got it all mixed together like that, just put it into your base. And just use your hands to push it into the base. give you time, or you can make this over like 2 days. So do your base one day, and then the next day do your filling, and then do your chocolate on top after you've done your filling. So what I'm going to do, I've just done that, I'm going to put that back in the fridge, and once my chocolate is melted, I'll come back and pour the chocolate over the top. Okay, so we're back in a minute. So our chocolate's melted now, so what we're going to do is we're going to pour that, be careful because it'll be hot, pour that over the top of our slice. Spread it out, it covers a whole lot. So now we've got that spread out. What we're going to do is put that back in the fridge for a minimum of an hour. That'll let it all set up and it'll go firm, and then I'll bring it out, slice it up, and we'll show you what it looks like. Okay. So there you have it, viewers. Our slice has had over an hour in the fridge. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take it out of this container if I can. On here, and I'll grab a knife, and I'll actually slice it. There you have it, a no bake, very easy to make coconut, cherry and chocolate slice. As I said, it just needs time to set up in the oven, in the fridge, and yeah, it's very easy to make. All up, probably about 2 hours in total. Like I said, you can make the base the day before and then mix up the filling for it. Any chocolate you can use, white, dark. I like milk chocolate, the milk chocolate, that's why I use that. I've done it with white chocolate, it still comes out really good. Depending on the size of your dish, you may need to add more ingredients. I'll put the recipe with the list of ingredients up on the video. Yeah, that's it. So have a good week, stay safe, and we'll see you next week.